In this video, I'd like to keep you updated as to what's happening with the seeds that I propagated 19 days ago. Hello there, my name is Liz, a self-confessed succulent addict. Welcome to my channel, Growing Succulents. Here I am inside my grow tent with my MarsHydro SP3000 grow light, LED grow light. So I have Ebony in here, Laulensis. On the right is Rahoya, Echeveria. So they're mostly Echeverias. This one is Kamanoi, and this one is Icy Green. Now I also have a couple at the back there. This is Texensis. I have one plant that grew. So only one so far, and one germinated, or one seed germinated, and now it's still growing. It hasn't died yet. Monroe did not pop out anything at all, so maybe it's got a lot to do with the seeds that's not viable, or maybe it's an infertile seeds. My lovely rose, you'd think that would grow. I thought that was a lovely rose. I thought I had one, but it looks like it's a weed. So all of these were sown on the 18th. And also, okay, so the Rahoya there's a few seeds in there. And 19 days, that's not bad for 19 days. And it's actually overtaken my Ebony here. So I've got Ebony mix as well. So if I pull back, you can see the difference. So Ebony on the left and Rahoya on the right. And this one, the Laulensis, are smaller, but there's a lot of them growing. And this one here, the Kamanoi, this is a very difficult plant to grow. So I was really hoping to get some seeds or grow some seeds from it. I only have one Kamanoi, which is flowering at the moment. So this is my Kamanoi. Hello, my noi. That is a beautiful succulent or Echeveria that has dark tips on the edges. Look at that. Look how black that is. In the center, it's now going red, so pinkish red, because it's been grown inside here under the grow light, under my MarsHydro SP3000. I'm lucky I got two 3000. And 3 is my lucky number, so I guess that's why I picked it. So let's go back to the seeds. I've sown some seeds on the 29th of September, so much older ones, and I will keep you seeing one of them. But I'm just going to show you. This is, can you see the little bumps? It looks like a buttocks. It looks like a cutie little baby bottom. So this is my Lithops. This is now 19 days old, and there's a lot of them. I've actually separated them, give them room to move. And this one, I have watered it once since I've sown it, and then now it's dry again. So that's the 18th of October, and this is now the 7th of November. So that's 19 days growth. And put it in here, look. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, see? And my finger or my thumb again. Why do I like sticking my thumb in the camera? So this is quite large now. So look at that. I think that's the biggest one. Well, there's a few of them sort of the same size like that. But this tells me that these are very, very healthy looking baby Lithops. And the colors have gone red as well, not because they're dying or stressed. They're actually really healthy, and it's time to water them. That's why I thought I'd do an update video. Anyway, I'll put this one here. And now, in saying about updates, in here I got lots of beautiful succulents growing there, but here is my lavender pebbles. Hello, they are growing so big. Okay, don't drop it now. Okay, so look how big it is now. Oh my goodness. Oh, baby lavender pebbles. And before, I think I had about 40 of them that germinated, and now I'm only ending up with less than 20. And I'm thinking now, with the way it is, I might still lose half of it. So maybe I'll end up with only 10 or half a dozen. It doesn't matter. So the whole point of this exercise is to find out if I could grow some succulents via seeds. And they do. So some do and some don't. But then again, that's still open for more experimentations because maybe the seeds wasn't good to start with in the first place. So it's got nothing to do with my seed growing ability or wherever I have it. Because in here you can see that a lot of them are growing. So these ones as well, I haven't thinned them out. They're still thick as thieves. But the Rahoya, I reckon I could leave it as is. And also I put a couple of Blaui that I've grown from a leaf because I hid it when I was chasing some gnats. Just plenty of gnats in here because of the soil, can't help it. But anyway, so far they have, maybe they have killed some of the baby succulent. So here, I'll show you another one. See, look, little, you see that? That's gnats wriggling. Die. Okay, so you can't help it. So I have my trap, my gnats, fungus gnats trap in there. I replace it once a week. And that was just replaced now because it was just filled up with gnats. So which means it works. But I can still see a couple of them flying around. See, like that one there. See? There you go. So I like to catch them. I just get my hands wet and oops, another one. Dangerous, and another one. So that's what happened. I kept hitting it and I hit some of the Laui that was growing here. So I decided to plant them there. What about my older seeds? What happened to my ebony? So mainly a lot of ebony has grown, of course, the lavender pebbles. But before I get to the ebony, I'm going to show you my Romeo. This is Romeo up on the balcony here. He's waiting for Juliet. But anyway, this Romeo now, there was about 100, little gnats again. There was about 100 plants before. Look at the gnats. So I reckon they're the ones who's been killing the Romeo. So that's why this one now, I only have, can you see, 1 Romeo, 2 Romeo, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, lucky 7 maybe. But anyway, I'm lucky if I get 1 to survive. So with Romeo, it's a little bit tricky. So maybe I watered them too much or I don't know, but I'm not doing anything different from what I'm doing with the rest of the seedlings. So this one, okay, Romeo, can I say, sort of successfully grown, but whether they're gonna grow into maturity. So those little, the vermiculites you see there, but there's still a few Romeos in there, so like you can see some plants there still, but I'm not holding my breath and I'm just gonna put him back to the balcony. And I've got my lithops growing here sort of close to the grow light and also my lavender pebbles next to it. Now up the top here, so up the top on the rooftop just about is the ebony. Yay! So this is now, you can really see that they are proper plant. It's even got red tips. Can you see the red tips? I don't know if you can see some red tips. See? Look at that. This is now proper ebony. Look at that. They got their claws. They are definitely growing. So in here, I had 120 on this tray and I counted them and I roughly have about, say, 70, really about 60, I would say, that I can grow from this one. And if I lose half of that and I end up with 30, I'm a happy woman. So anyway, so that's one tray. Now the 3 trays here, so I'll just push that aside there. So this one is still the original mother tray. So I have 2 mother trays. One mother tray, I split them all up. These all came from the mother tray. So I got 1, 2, 3, and I have a few more on the window. So I think I got another, say, 4 trays. So let's say 200, 350. If I end up with, say, 300 ebony, I'm happy from 1 tray. Now, this other tray here, I did not touch them. So I've sown the seeds and I've left them. And now I think they really need to be separated. But see that one there? That is the biggest so far. But that's nothing compared to the ones that separated. This is in the window. So one tray, I sort of keep up the watering. Another tray, I let it dry up. And the ones that I let dry up has a lot of casualties. And the ones that I kept getting wet, because the whole idea of the vermiculite is so that they will stay moist. But even that's not enough to supplement them with the watering type of thing. But so this one now, I basically water this one once a week, and that other one I water about 3 to 4 days, depending on the dryness on the top. So if it dries up halfway, then I soak it again, bottom water it. Now this one, I also been bottom watering this, but also once a week only. So now let's compare the growth with this one is inside the grow tent, and that one is by the window. So I don't know whether I should compare the dry or the wet, but anyway, let's go compare the wet. I think that's fair. Now these are sort of watered fairly similarly, and the one on the left is grown inside the grow tent or under the grow light, and you can see that they have grown red tips, so it's looking more like an ebony. And the one on the right just looks like a succulent, or could be a plant too. Could be a herb. Could be an herb. We don't say herb here, we say herb. Anyway, do you say herby? Hello, Herbie. Instead of Herbie or Herbie. Anyway, so now this one, there's one here I just saw with a red tip. So see that one there? That one has got sort of a red tip. See? Okay. Very hard to see. Yeah. Anyway, so it's got a red tip, believe me. But the rest of them are pretty green. So anyway, I am happy. So these ones are much more mature than... Did I kill another gnat? Yep. Oops. It's still there. So this is... That gnat is still running. Keep on running. Okay. Run for your life. Okay. Sorry. Now, this one now, I am going to still leave this inside the grow tent. And these ones now, after I remove all of these babies now, so most of these ones now, the frost or the threat of frost has gone. And all these propagated babies, look how big my lemon and lime variegated on the right is now. And then that one is Chantilly Lace Rainbow, and the Suyon, look how big the Suyon variegated. And then that one, Romeo, needs to be chop. My cotyledon needs to be taken outside, the variegated cotyledon, and pendants, I think that one, yep. And that one, my Compton Carousel, you can see the roots coming out on the right hand side bottom hole there. That's the roots for the Compton Carousel. Yay! So you can see that that's growing really well. Also, I had chopped my West Rainbow, and look at all those babies on one plant. Look at that. There's I think 6 West Rainbows I'll have. But anyway, these ones up the top are red bananas that's grown from leaves. And as it turned out, what do you expect? Yep, I got another one that's probably reverted or variegated. I don't know. That green one is the oldest leaf propagation from this Echeveria red banana. And look how fat the red bananas are. And look, I've grown some string of hearts from seeds. Okay, so and, oh, hang on. Tinkerbell variegated is now big. Hang on. So my Tinkerbell that's variegated was all mostly yellow, but then now it started forming some green. So just turn it around. There you go. See? Green, and then that one's got some green. And my Cubic Frost variegated, I got 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 only, because that one is too small. I don't count them unless I'm sure. I don't count my chicks until they're fully hatched. And also, I'm really happy with my grow light because everything is just growing so fast. So within like a month, everything is just doubled, tripled, quadrupled in size. They're flowering, they're babying up, and I harvested a few more leaves out of my cubic frost variegated. My Monroe is not now orange Monroe variegated is nice and big now. So those leaves again, the outside that's sort of scarred from me hitting it, trying to kill the gnats or catching gnats. Now I can remove that a bit later on. I have to grow another set of leaves before I remove that, but it doesn't matter. So it's still the one of the babies is growing roots, but I don't know where it's gonna grow, and one of them has dried up and died. That is a nice and proper best baits now. Also, my lemon lime silk variegated has grown so big as well. And my jelly jam has got 2 big jelly jam. And this time I'm going to protect that like a hawk and keep an eye on it like a hawk, so that Pedro, my budgie, doesn't eat it. Now this one here, my variegated Echok, is now growing. And the variegation is still there. So everything's honky-dory. And my bluebird variegated is still alive, slowly but surely. So it's only got like 1/3 sort of green, the rest is sort of yellow. And my Mabina variegata is supposed to be harvested again. Look how much it's popped out now. Look at the diamond state. That's ready to go outside. It's quite big now compared to how it was before. Look at that. Anyway, guys, that's all for now. And that's my update on my seeds. Maybe I'm gonna do an update in the future when they're a bit grown. 2 months update or a 3 months update. It depends because things are getting a bit busy with my personal life right now. Everything's hectic. So that time of the year for me, I'm gonna cut it short and say, I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.